I think as quick as it is, and you look back on it as fast as you can, just ending a game. I just think that it wasn't our night. We tried to play as physical as we possibly could. My hat goes off to Win Woods. They did a great job coaching. They did a great job playing. They won the football game. When you get on the field, and sometimes coaches make excuses, and you lose this. Win Woods won. They beat us today. So we played with heart though. Played hard all season. We have a great group of guys. I got 3 of them up here with me. From way back in January all the way up through July with the workouts and fighting and being really young, throughout the whole season and keep battling and winning some close games and losing some close games. I'm darn proud of these kids. And, you run into it sometimes, a team that's, on that day better than you, and we got beat today. It wasn't for, lack of try. We weren't as good as what we needed to be to win the game.
Tim, physically, how do they compare to some of the teams you guys have faced this year?
They're as physical as some of the bigger, teams, the Eds and Ignatiuses of the world, Bergen Catholic type guys. They're very physical. At different times we just didn't match their physicality throughout the game. They were able to control the line of scrimmage on both sides. We had some great plays. We just couldn't capitalize. When we came out and got that defensive touchdown and cut it down to 3. They had a long drive and they ended up popping a big run, and that's what we needed, to be able to get that momentum. We had it, we lost it a little too fast. But again, your hat goes off. They had a great game plan against us with their offense, running that quarterback a lot. And 22's a heck of a player. He's like watching him in our 32 run. They're 2 good players. So, I think we just lost the momentum there in the second half, and we couldn't gain it back.
Coach, you were go ahead.
I'm sorry. Was there ability to stop the run a little bit early there in the first half? Did that kind of change your game plan offensively, where it seemed like you threw the ball a little bit more tonight than you had in the last probably month and a half?
Yeah, we were trying to just make something happen. You know what I mean? The goal is always when you're on first down, you got to give 5 yards, and we were just stalling a little bit on first down and kind of putting ourselves behind the sticks. We got a little momentum there. Like I said, in the second half, we were able to start running the football and doing some things, which then opened up some passes. But we made too many mental mistakes. We thought we had some good play actions there, and a receiver here, missed route, ran the wrong route and missed some things. And the kids kept battling, but it wasn't in the cards for us tonight.
Coach, you were stacking the box to stop their run, and you stopped their run several times, but they were able to bust out those big plays. What do you think created those big plays?
I think their ability to run that zone read, and the quarterback. I think their quarterback and their offense coordinator obviously had a great game plan against us. To be able to read that backside outside linebacker, and he pulled it at the right times. We were able to stop him again, and get short yardage, and do what we need to do. We just didn't make enough plays. We were a little bit too out of assignment on certain plays, and they took advantage of it. That's what a good team does. So that's why they're in the state championship, and they deserve to win it.
So looking back at the fake punt on 4th and 2, would you, if you had to do it all over again, would you just send the offense out there and run a play, or would you run the same drive?
I know I'd run the same play. We just would run a little bit quicker. It was a little frustrating because it was there, and for some reason we just were waiting. And we've run that numerous times, and sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But it was the right call into that defense. They had open A gaps, and we just didn't run it fast enough. We kind of, again, being a little bit younger and naive, sometimes we just were waiting, and I'm yelling and screaming. It's something you run up and run. You don't sit and wait. So it was just one of those situations where, if I had it back, I just would like to coach the kid up a little bit more and get it around a little bit faster.
For Caleb, 2 fumbles recovered tonight, 1 for a touchdown, 4 TFLs. Just what do you make of how this game played out for you as an individual and just from a team standpoint? What are your thoughts on the game and just how it played out? Individually, you had a fantastic game, but obviously the team comes with a little short. What do you think about how the game played out?
Yeah, I mean, all that mattered to me was the win, to be honest with you. It was a good game to go out on personally, but I mean, I'm one of 22 guys that I just care more than some of my family for. I mean, they are my family here. So, I mean, the fact that we can provide a win, I mean, that's just everything that I was paying attention to at that point. I didn't really think about the stats, anything like that. I just wanted to take the trophy home one more time.
Caleb, can you walk us through the play to start the second half? Because I think nobody really saw what happened. Everybody, the next thing we know, we just see 33 come out of the pile with the ball run to the end zone.
Yeah, I can't really tell you what happened either. I got chipped and 22 fell into my lap. The ball was out. I just grabbed it from his hands. I mean, that's all I can really remember. Then I just took off.
What makes 22 so dangerous is that 15 is such a running threat too with the ball where you're trying
Yeah,
to pick your spots.
their read option was great tonight, and they executed great every time. 15's way to hide the ball was unbelievable. I mean, countless times we were just thought 22 had it up the gut, we go tackle him, and 15's already 20 yards down the field, just running away with it. So I mean, it was definitely key to their game plan.
Keyshawn and Charlie, 4-year varsity guys. Just what are some of the thoughts that are going through your mind? Just obviously the loss tonight, but just thinking of the 4-year run with your teammates the last 4 years.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like the last 3 years, we had a lot of big players, a lot of seniors on the team. So I think we were the little guys on the team, the little brothers. But I think this year, I think we really stepped up into our role. All, I don't know how many, 6 of us that were 4-year players, and I think we really set a standard for this team. I think that helped a lot of the young kids kind of grow into our team a lot.
Playing on varsity for 4 years, you start to understand things that were, I don't know, you couldn't get as a kid growing up without it. I just hope I instill those values in the younger guys. Like, I just hope they understand how to get back here and how to do what I couldn't do my last time and win the game.
Keyshawn, your coach talked about how physical they were up front. From your perspective, with the games that you guys have played earlier in the playoffs, how physical and how did they match up physicality-wise with what you guys have played?
Well, I couldn't rate them against another team, but I can rate them tonight. They were more physical than I was. 44, heck of a player, really fast. He was able to get around me and inside me on my pass rushes. It's something I got to work on for myself, and I got to take my hat off for him. I definitely feel like they were a great physical team tonight.
Keyshawn, what's your message going to be to the underclassmen that are coming back?
To win a hard game, you have to be a harder person. When everything starts to go wrong, you got to be that one spark that makes it go right. If you can just bring one play, you can just push the game that much more forward. You have to get guys on your team, on your side, to understand that's all you needed. I don't feel like we had enough of that tonight. When Caleb, once he got that defensive touchdown, I really respect him for that. I thought that was going to be it. We didn't have enough guys to be on our side to understand that was it.
Tim, no one's been able to stop Lamar throughout the entire playoffs, even though they knew how much focal it was in their offense. What was different tonight that it was against Avon or Hunter Walsh?
You know, I think the biggest thing is when I'm looking at the stats, 121 yards still isn't bad in the state championship.
Right.
But you know, I think their defensive backs did an unbelievable job of tackling. When you look at the ones that Lamar's been breaking, you know, he's been able to shake the defensive backs. You know, at 23, at free safety, really did a great job. I mean, time after time after time, you know, Lamar would pop it for an 8-yard gain, and you know, it was an 8-yard gain instead of a 25-yard gain. So I think their safety did a really good job of coming up and making tackles. Even on some of the pass game where we had some flat routes, he's the one who came up and made the tackle for a 5-yard gain instead of a 25-yard gain. And we were seeing that. You know, they had some really good tackling defensive backs, and I think that was the difference in the big run. You know, we were getting our 4- and 5-yard runs, which we like. You know, not everything's going to go 80 in the type of game like this, but we just couldn't get couldn't shake loose off that free safety to get that big run.